What did astronauts truly find behind the moon? When communications were completely severed and the Artemis II crew entered the absolute darkness of the dark side, things happened that exceeded all expectations. In this video, we will reveal the strange things that happened to the astronauts in that isolated spot of the universe and the terrifying details of their journey that no one has ever told you before. The world thought the mission was just a routine orbit, but what their eyes witnessed there and the secret hidden within those abyssal craters that never see the light of the sun will change our view of space forever. But before we reveal this shocking secret they found hiding at the bottom of the moon, you must first know the terrifying truth about the first moments they entered that region and how they suddenly found themselves on the brink of certain death due to a tiny engineering detail that almost left them wandering in the eternal void. So, what happened in those critical minutes, and how did they escape this cosmic trap? The moments preceding the disappearance of the Orion spacecraft behind the moon were like a silent nightmare. The speed was approaching unimaginable numbers, and Earth's gravity began to lose its grip to the lunar gravity monster. Here, no mistake was allowed, no matter how microscopic. To avoid crashing into the surface or shooting off past the point of no return into deep space, the crew had to execute a highly dangerous maneuver known as the free return trajectory. The idea relies on shutting down the engines and letting the moon's gravity pull them in with immense force, then slingshot them back toward Earth. They placed their lives entirely at the mercy of raw physics in a place where no rescue teams could ever reach them. Imagine hurtling at an insane speed toward a giant rock wall, and your only hope is for your path to curve at the very last second to survive. They did indeed manage to escape the collision, gliding in a terrifying silence toward the side we never see. But as soon as they turned their faces toward the windows, the blood froze in their veins. The scene there wasn't just ordinary rocks. It hid a geological mystery that has driven scientists crazy for years, which is what I will tell you right now, so you understand why this journey was considered a matter of life or death for the future of humanity. When the sunlight completely faded, the curtain was lifted on the hidden face of the moon, a place untainted by any human interference, retaining the scars of the solar system for billions of years. The crew didn't see the smooth plains we observe from Earth. Instead, they found themselves flying over a terrifying cosmic battlefield, rough, torn terrain and overlapping craters reaching kilometers in depth. But in the midst of this geographical brutality, their instruments detected something very strange in the South Pole-Aitken basin. These weren't just dead rocks. The mountains and abyssal craters were hiding pure water ice within their eternal darkness. This direct visual discovery didn't just mean the presence of water. It meant they had literally found a complete cosmic gas station, the oxygen and hydrogen that will make building human settlements and launching rockets toward Mars entirely possible. They were looking at the 8th continent of planet Earth, an oasis hidden in hell. However, while they were captivated by this history-altering discovery, the spacecraft's instruments were triggering a silent alarm. The way back home wasn't clear. A ferocious, fiery monster was waiting for them in the Earth's atmosphere, a test far more brutal than orbiting the moon. So, how did they face this burning wall that was capable of melting their spacecraft and turning it to ashes in seconds? The secret lies in a brilliant trick never used before, and I will explain it to you so you can see the sheer magnitude of madness in this mission. To return to Earth without burning up, the Orion spacecraft had to pierce the atmosphere at a catastrophic speed exceeding 40,000 kilometers per hour, a speed capable of tearing apart any known metal. To survive this inferno, they used a seemingly suicidal tactic known as skip reentry. Instead of diving straight toward Earth, the spacecraft collided with the atmosphere to bleed off its speed, then bounced and skipped back out of the atmosphere slightly, just like a stone you skip across the surface of the water, before returning for the final plunge. In those moments, the air around the spacecraft turned into blazing plasma, with temperatures exceeding the surface of the sun, and communications were severed once again. The crew inside the capsule endured immense pressure that almost crushed their bones as they watched flames devour the windows. The minutes of waiting in the control rooms on Earth felt like centuries. No one knew if the heat shield had held up, or if the crew had vaporized in the sky. And just at the moment when despair almost took hold of everyone, giant parachutes tore through the sky over the Pacific Ocean, lowering the spacecraft safely, carrying secrets beyond imagination. But if you think their splashdown in the ocean is the end of the line, you are completely mistaken. This journey, with all its terror and mystery, was just a very small beginning for something far more massive and complex that is being prepared right now in absolute secrecy. A project that will make the Artemis II mission look like a children's story compared to what awaits humanity in the next few years. What the Artemis II crew brought back from the dark side of the moon wasn't just photos or numbers. It was the launch code for a new, daunting era of space exploration. They proved that human technology is capable of breaching the most isolated and brutal places in the universe and returning from them. The data they gathered about those strange anomalies and the ice hidden in the dark craters is the foundation upon which the Artemis III mission is currently being built. A mission that will not settle for merely orbiting, but will witness an actual landing and the construction of permanent bases. We are about to see humans living and working in a harsh lunar environment, extracting their fuel from the rocks and preparing for the giant leap toward Mars. What the dark side hid from us for so many years was nothing but a roadmap for our future as an interplanetary species. The next time you look up at the moon, remember that it is no longer just a luminous object we observe from afar. It has become an arena for mysterious discoveries and upcoming projects that will leave the world in awe. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos, because we will dive deeper into the secrets of the next mission, which will make what you heard today seem completely ordinary.